Hey everyone, welcome back to Matt's Models and More. It's good to see you. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. I've got an urgent warning that I need to go over, and also a couple little small messages and some things to show you that I picked up during the holidays. Going to be a cool show, so stick around. Let's get through this intro and we'll get straight to the bench. Looking for the best aftermarket parts and accessories for your model? Look no further than MCV Products. Bring your models to life at mcvproducts.com. Okay, I lied about the bench. I'm sorry, because there's one thing I need to tell you real quick. The warning that I wanted to put out is I have recently come across the Fusion Firm, which is super hot right now. Everybody's using it. It's excellent for brushing on and spraying on. It self-levels wonderfully. But I have noticed I've been putting it in the dehydrator. I know you're supposed to give it 72 hours to dry. And I was putting it in the dehydrator and found out that it is doling it out if you use the dehydrator. I don't know if there's some kind of chemical reaction in there or something that's not supposed to dry fast enough, or too fast, I should say. But I was running it at 3 or 4 different speeds. I'm sorry, not speeds, but time and heat levels. And I started low. I went to medium. I think the highest I went was 120 for about 2 hours. And all of them dull out the chrome finish. So this is a warning. I'm going to do some more tests on it. I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. You put it in, it looks nice and chromy and shiny. I'm pulling it out and it looks dull, almost like I sprayed, not dull to where it looks like just silver, but it does take away the shininess. So warning, keep that in mind. If you do use the dehydrator, I'd say stay away from it for right now. Just use the 72 hours and leave it alone. I should have done that, but I wanted to do some tests, so hang in there. So let's get to the bench. Okay, we are finally at the bench. All right, so first thing I want to go over, just a quick little update of my Monte Carlo. I'm getting real close to this being done. Put on the NASCAR side exhaust, still got to get that straightened out. Did all my bare metal foil, got the engine wired up, did an MSD box, did a lot of wiring for the battery, of course, intake, all that good stuff, heater hose, radiator hose. I even did some grill vents there with some mesh from MCVProducts.com. And I even did a carpet in there. And instead of doing the fuel cell this time, I did a NOS bottle and some magazines in there that Mr. Irvin at Art of Rake hooked me up with. And I've got the hinges in there from, of course, ZForce Modelworx. Interior is all done up. So it's turned out good. I did put some... I did do an aftermarket mirror, an aftermarket handle. I even did, if you can see real close in there, I'll zoom in, even did the door lock pulls. So, and there's a trick to that. And believe it or not, those door lock pulls are valve stems. All I did was snip the bottom to where it leaves that T shape at the top and finish that. I still got to finish the bumper, which leads me to what I was just talking about with the dehydrator. I will show the bumper did lose its shininess a little bit. It still looks decent, but it definitely looked a lot better than when I put it in there. This time, for some reason, the front bumper, as you can see, I don't have a front bumper in there yet. The front bumper turned out way worse, and I think it's because I used too much heat. I think I was at 120 for 2 hours. Mark Batson had just put a video out where he was using the Fusion Firm, and I made a comment to him. I was like, make sure you don't put it in the dehydrator, because I just found out the hard way. So I didn't want him to make that mistake either, but I'm still going to test it. So next thing we're going to talk about is Christmas. I want to discuss some things that I got. Pretty excited about. This one I'm going to roll a tape for, just do some B-shot. This is a hydrosonic cleaner, and I got that from my brother-in-law. No, I got that from my son. I apologize. My son, Robert Hickey, which he's into modeling as well. He got that for me, and I'm using it for a couple of things. One is I'm using it for cleaning my CNC bits for my woodworking business, but it also comes in handy. Put some purple power in there, which you saw in there. I'm going to use that for everything, but dechroming. So I'm going to test that to see how well it does, putting some chrome parts in there, running it, and see how long it takes the chrome to come off plastic. Somebody out there has probably already done it before. Put it in the comments if you know if it works or not, or if somebody's done it. This is my first time doing it, so I'm going to try it. All right, next up. These cheesy little things. Now, I have to say, you just saw me picking this up with my bare hands, which honestly, I should not do. Once it gets to this point, I should be using these. And I found these on Amazon. I'll put them in the link. I think I've got 100 of them for a really, really good price. And that will probably last me a lifetime because these are reusable. They're not made the best. You can see cotton's coming out of them. But if I can use this for 3 or 4 models, which is 3 or 4 months or longer, I'll never have to buy cotton gloves again. And I should be wearing these when I handle the car. I know that might be a little, schwa or whatever. People are like, oh my God, you're using gloves. But I think it's something that we all should be doing, honestly, because I've had too many accidents where I've had either a little bit of paint on my finger or a little bit of glue touch something, and I was like, what the heck? So this is where this can save you. So something so small and so simple and so cheap, because they are super cheap, can save you. So, all right, so I've talked about this before. I've seen some posts on Facebook where people have punctured their legs, their feet, their toes with their EXACTOs rolling off. I've showed this before. This is the Square Body XL. It stays put. Even if it rolls a little bit, it's going to stop. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to hurt yourself with this. So for Christmas, I've been wanting another one. But this time, instead of a regular 11 blade, I got a chisel blade, which is a number 17. And let's see if I can get that as close as possible. That's a chisel blade, and with me being in woodworking, I am very familiar and very comfortable using a chisel blade. But where this comes in handy at is where you need to trim stuff that's straight down. Like for instance, let's say you wanted to trim some of the firewall off, and you just need little nips. I mean, it's going to be so easy to go in there and, clean that up. Even mold lines. I'm working on a 65 Lincoln right now. It's right here. I just started working on this. Let me move this out of the way. I'm getting paranoid now that I'm going to do something to it. I'm trying to get it ready for January 17th for the Hope It Don't Snow show. But I can use this for, parts like this that get in there, and you can just come right up to it and I won't go into detail with it because I'm not ready for that yet, but I've already used this and it comes in handy. So if you didn't know that those were out there, and that's why I wanted 2, because I didn't want to have to keep switching blades, and they both will not roll on you. So I've got the chisel blade and my regular number 11 blade. So another cool thing, they don't come together. You have to buy this separately. And then I had to purchase the chisel blades separately as well. So just another neat little trick that you might want to look into, because that can come in handy. Next, I have been contacted by GAAHLERI. GAAHLERI has, I made a video about some of the other airbrushes I use, and I said, GAAHLERI is everywhere, which it is. So I don't need to do a lot of explaining, because GAAHLERI is probably the game winner in airbrushing for our hobby. But so they did send me a swallowtail, and I'm going to show that on camera as well. And they also sent me these markers, and I wanted the metallic colors because that's probably all I will use. And you can see in the background I've got AK as well. I use AK a lot. That entire motor was done with AK except for the valve covers. I sprayed those with the Fusion Firm, of course, but my entire engines are done with those AK markers. So when GAAHLERI contacted me, I said, I would love to first of all try out the Swallowtail, which I have to admit, love it. Absolutely love it. And I'm not saying that because they sent it to me. I'm saying that because now I understand why all of y'all use it and why y'all swear by it. So I have jumped on the bandwagon and I see why. It's a very, very nice gun. But this metallic series, I'm going to do a test. Next video is probably going to break down a test between the AK markers and the GAAHLERI metallic markers. We're going to see which one works best. Now, just doing a little bit of looking, there's some things already off the bat. I won't go too detailed, but I just want to show at least one thing. Look at that. I almost hit my darn hood. That would have been catastrophic. I would be yelling and screaming and cussing and everything else. All right, so the GAAHLERI marker is a little bit thinner, but I noticed they're a little more, their tip is a little more detailed. It's not like a brush, because I use these a lot. Look at the difference in the size. I use these a lot on the edge, almost like a paintbrush, and it just levels out nicely. So I'm just prefacing this with, this is going to be tough for GAAHLERI to beat. I'm just going to be honest with you, but we'll see. I don't want to go too deep into it, because like I said, I am doing the, I'm going to do a test, and what the test is going to do is it's basically going to, we'll go over the colors in the test, and then I'm going to have a piece of styrene or even a 3D printed engine, because these work amazing on 3D printed stuff with no primer. I have a feeling you're going to have to prime with these, but I'm going to do a test and we'll see, you know, dry time. I'll have a piece of styrene. We'll probably mark them off and label each one, and we'll see who comes out on top of these as far as dry time, coverage, all that good stuff. So that, keep on the lookout for that video. That's going to be fun. So I wanted to show I did get these, and I did get the Swallowtail gun, which is awesome. Now, not in relation to GAAHLERI, as far as, you know, being sponsored by them or using their products. This was actually given to me by my brother-in-law for Christmas, and this is the 24 auto colors. So I'm excited about this. So this is not, again, GAAHLERI did not send me these. I was actually given this as a Christmas gift. So this was 100% paid for. So already some pretty cool things that are here. It does come with some of the metallics as far as like chrome and stuff like that, but it also has a lot of the regular car colors. For instance, there's a diamond white, and there's a lot of videos out there right now about these, so I probably won't jump into a real deep video about them, but I am going to use them. I have to say, I wish I could get Tropical Glitz to sponsor me. I know that sounds selfish and crazy, but they right now are my favorite paint on the planet. They spray so nicely. They level out so nicely. I don't get a lot of trash in them. They don't tear up your brush. They have some awesome colors. You can go tame or you can go wild. I just really like them. I'm having really good luck with them, and that was done with Tropical Glitz. The brown, in this is probably redundant from other videos, that brown is the, hey everyone, while Matt's trying to figure out some crazy antic to come up with next, let's take a few seconds and talk about the fine website that just came about. It's called midnighthobbies.com. Jump on there if you want some excellent deals on kits. Some of these kits behind me, actually a lot of them, were purchased from midnighthobbies.com. A lot of y'all may know Jamie Bowen. He goes to most of your shows on the East Coast, on the Southeast side anyway. He does go up sometimes Tennessee, Virginia, and those areas. But he has just come up with a website that's phenomenal. Easy to navigate through. Amazing products. You can get pre-owned kits, some rare kits, lots of NASCAR kits, lots of new kits, semi-trucks. He's got a little bit of everything. So I encourage you to jump on his website right now, midnighthobbies.com. Let's see what he has. Use this code below and save some money. The root beer, just your base color, root beer lollipop is what they call that. But then I put the stripe on there as that's a maple syrup candy stripe on there. So that, man, that just turned out great. Super excited about that. But Tropical Glitz is awesome. And of course, I'm going to use these because I've heard some really, really good things about that. So I'm going to definitely shoot some cars with that and see where we're at. And as far as Christmas and stuff I received, that's about it. Don't forget my sponsors, ZForce Modelworx, MCVProducts.com. I also have my buddy Jamie. He's not a sponsor, but I'm giving him some love because he deserves it. Go to midnighthobbies.com. Get you some kits from him and some other stuff. He's building that site super fast. So jump in there. And there may have been a commercial in here about that because I'm doing that for the love, man. He's just a good guy. So that is it for this one. Be on the lookout for a lot of things. The markers, the ultrasonic cleaner, the KALEIDO paints, and a whole bunch more. So guys, hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Use those things I was telling you about. I will put the links in the description form as far as the chisel blades with the knife holder and the white cotton gloves. And I'll probably put a link in there too for the markers, which are, I wouldn't say, look at that. Look at that. I need to get off the camera before I tear that up. I would say not purchase these yet. Let me do a test and then make your decision, and we'll go from there. Guys, I love you. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. And until next Sunday at 9 a.m., keep on rolling.